Hey everybody, it's Samantha from Samantha's Designs, and yes, you're seeing it right. I am going to try the Impossible card for the first time in my stamping career. I'm using this So Sweet pack from the Paper Studio, and I have a card base that's 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. What I'm doing first is I'm putting 1 inch from each end. I'm marking where that is. I've watched a couple of tutorials. I did Mixed Up Crafts. Of course, she typically does 5 by 7 or square cards, 6 by 6. And here I'm just marking the middle of the 4 1/4 side, so 2 1/8, because that's going to be the middle. And I really want to know where the middle of this is because I'm going to separate this in sections. Now I just watched what she did. I didn't watch any other tutorials. Anybody who did an A2 size card at all. Maybe should have. I don't know. Here I'm also marking the middle, and I'm just making a little light pencil line from the middle of the 5 1/2 side to the middle of the 4 1/4 side, if that makes sense. Okay, now I've got to do a little bit of cutting and a little bit of some scoring, but I forgot to make my 1 inch sections here because that's going to be the other side of this Impossible card. Okay, so now that you see all my messy little, trying to figure it out, trying to make some more room so you guys can see what I'm doing. Okay, I'm going to cut from that middle line all the way down. Okay, easy peasy. Just following where I drew. Doing the same thing here. These are about 1 inch from each end from the middle of the card down. This one I have to flip up, and then I have to, I don't know about yours, but my Fiskars I've had a long time and it's getting a little fussy, but anyway. So here I have basically all the cuts I need. Now, I'm going to take my eraser and erase all my pencil lines because I don't want to see them later, of course. I will tell you this. I forgot to do the score part. So I will come back to that. And if it were me and doing this again, I would have scored right at the time before I erased all the pencil marks because it would just make it easier. And what you're doing when you're scoring is see, this is going to turn over. I'm getting ready to flip it, and I'm like, oh no, I forgot the score. So I'm going to find the middle point again from these 2 cut pieces, and I'm just scoring right down the middle. Make sure it's in a track, and you can see right from those 1 inch pieces right down the middle of the card. Okay, now here's the most impossible. You just flip it. There you go. And then crease it, and you've got your Impossible card. It looks so cool. Now, another thing I'm going to tell you, I used cardstock that was lightweight, so that means 65 pound. Definitely use 110 pound. When I did my test run, I did use 110 pound, and I should have on this one. I don't know what I was thinking. Okay, now I'm going to this is the little bridge that kind of helps keep it together, and you can put one on the front and the back. I think I only put one on the front. Okay, now I'm trying to figure out these little L-shaped pieces. I've cut these out before, and I'm going to do it here. So I'm going to pause just 1 minute. Okay, each of these pieces measure 2 1/4 by 4. Now, what I learned when I did this was that because this is pattern and it's only pattern on one side, I should not have started cutting on the side with the pattern facing up, if that makes sense, because it wasn't going to line up with my card correctly. So I'm leaving 3/4 of an inch on the right hand side. I'm putting my blade at 2 1/8. I'm going to sink it and cut down. And then from that, where I started cutting, I'm just going to cut up into that mark, and that's going to make my pieces. But again, if you have pattern paper, pay attention because you may need to do it the opposite of this. So see here, I go to put it on and I go, oh, this is not working. So I was glad I had another piece of this paper to cut into, because if I hadn't, this would not have worked out. So this time I turned it over, got smart, put the pattern down. Then I left 3/4 of an inch, put my blade at 2 1/8, sunk it, and then cut down, and then cut that piece out. And then I did it again for the other piece. hope you're enjoying this. I had so much fun in making this card because I've never done it before, and it was a blast. A lot of figuring out math-wise, which is not my forte, but I enjoyed it. I hope you're enjoying it too. If you are, please subscribe. Leave me a comment. Give me a thumbs up. I would so appreciate it. I'm trying to grow this channel. I've had some success finally after years of putting out card making tutorials. And I'm over on TikTok as well. I'm on the gram. You can find me everywhere. So I would really appreciate you support. I really would. Okay, so here I'm going to do the other one. Same thing. I'm turning it with the paper, the pattern facing down. It depends on which side you turn your impossible card to. So, you know, you're just going to have to do trial and error. Make sure you have another piece of paper to cut into in case you screw it up. That's what I'm going to tell you. Okay, so that fit. I've got my other bridge piece. I'm going to use what I already have here, and I'm just cutting this all the way down to 3 1/4 and making it straight. And that's going to go over the bridge, just like that. Excuse me. So this one was about 4 1/4. So I'm gonna make it again 3/4 inch by 4 to go on the bridge, because I want all of that to kind of look similar. And then just like other cards, you're gonna put this together. Now I'm also cutting out a piece of paper to go on the flap that's facing up. And unfortunately I don't have this in frame, so make sure it's directional too, so make sure you're paying attention. But I ended up cutting it about 1/4 inch smaller, so that would have been, this ended up being about 1 3/4 by 3 1/4. Okay, now I decided to keep the butterflies in it, and I did put one on the front and the back again to make it a little bit more stable, because again I use 65-pound cardstock. Shouldn't have, but I did. So it is what it is. And then I'm gonna use this to kind of make up for that. Okay, so then it's just comes down to like putting down all the pieces. Tape runner. I just use tape runner. You could use liquid glue if you want to, whatever works for you. And I'm trying to get it as even as I can, because I'm not doing a lot of measuring or being super fussy about it. So I'm getting all the leftover eraser out of the way. That I'm being fussy about. Okay, and then this is like I said, this is the bridge piece. You can put one on each side. And also, you don't have to put cardstock on each side of the flap that's up. That's kind of up to you. Idea, again, just for stability. Because if you left the back part blank, that's kind of where you can write your message if you want to put a message onto the person you're sending it to. Yeah, I don't know when I send this, if I am, because I did put it on both sides, so I don't know how I'm gonna send a message. I didn't think that through. Oh well, that's okay. And then here comes the fun part. So I found some little things in my stash that I really wanted to use on this. I found these really pretty, they're hard, puffy stickers, if that makes any sense. And it says hi, and it's from a Spellbinders kit, I'm sure. And then I use this beautiful thing from Crafters Studio, which is from Dollar Tree. They have some really pretty chipboard flowers that I use. Yeah, the hi is just super duper cute. Excuse me. And then to tie it all in, I had to have another butterfly, so that also came from the Dollar Tree. In a package that I've had for a while, but I'm almost done with. I'm so excited. I'm using stuff up. So I'm going to use this beautiful, beautiful flower right there in the middle. I was thinking about to the side. Did I want more than one? And I was like, nah, I didn't really like that. So I did put a smaller one down by the high. And then, of course, I had to have another butterfly because there's butterflies in this pack, and I just really, really pretty. And that's all there was to it. I mean, I didn't do any stamping or anything fancy, but I love it. Hope you did too. Give me a thumbs up, and I'll see you next time.